Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why you should not be a DoorDash delivery driver in the year 2022. DoorDash has gotten worse over the past few years. It's been pretty transparent and obvious that it's getting worse and worse. So I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why you should not be a delivery driver or DoorDash driver in 2022. Now, not all of these reasons are across the board. Maybe Uber Eats might be a little bit better. Maybe it might be worse. You formulate your own opinions, but I'm going to talk about DoorDash because that is the main platform that I do, and I've been doing it for about 3 years. Personally, I don't really do it much anymore. I just don't really have time for it, and to be completely transparent with you, I am going to make a video on why you should be a DoorDash driver right after this. So, not out there trying to tell everyone you should not be a DoorDash driver, but I am going to give some very valid reasons on why you should not be a DoorDash driver. And then maybe tomorrow you can watch the video on why you should be a DoorDash driver. Formulate your own opinion. If this is something that you're considering doing, then here's my best tips and advice as someone who's done over 3,000 deliveries. In fact, I believe we're closer to 4,000 deliveries. Anyways, it has been a very good way to make a supplementary income and just enough money to get by while I was getting my business going. So that's the main reason why I think it is good. But let's get into the 5 reasons why it is not good. The number 1 reason why I don't think you should be a DoorDash driver in 2022 is because I think any good job or any good way of making money, as you work longer and longer and get better at it and put in more hours and sweat equity and build your way, like you should be able to build your way up in the company, right? DoorDash, however, does not have any possible way of doing that. In fact, you don't get paid more the more you work. The only way you will get paid more is if you become a top dasher, means you accept most of the orders. I mean, like most of the orders. You have to be accepting $2 and $3 orders, and that is not something that I would advise to anyone. But if you want to be a top dasher, and that's basically the only way they incentivize people to make more and more money is to become a top dasher. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, it is not a good idea. I've made many reasons or many videos on why you should not become a top dasher, and accepting $2 and $3 orders is just not something that a smart person should do, in my opinion. And it is not something that a company should even be offering, in my opinion. There's no reason that anyone should be offered a $2 or $3 order because it does not make any sense for you to drive all the way to a restaurant, spend your own gas, then drive to a customer, drop off their food for less than, I would say, $5. I wouldn't really do anything under $7 unless it's like 1 or 2 miles and it's really convenient and it's exactly on the way. Sure, we'll do a $5 order here and there. But anything under $5, I don't even want to see it. It has to literally be like 1 mile for me to do an order under $7. And that's just my opinion, but I would not recommend to anyone else doing orders that are under $5. And unfortunately, they offered $2 and $3 orders all the time. And most of the time when you get first logged in, you get a $2 or $3 order. If you don't accept it, they're not going to give you any more orders for a while. It's something programmed into their algorithm that they want you to take like a $2 or $3 order. And if you don't take it, then they usually won't give you another order for a while. So they're trying to get you to do some trash, take out the trash basically before they give you an opportunity to work. And a company, like a good company, should reward their drivers for driving more. For example, I've driven well over 3,000 deliveries now. I should not be getting paid the same rate as someone who's done 5 deliveries. But unfortunately, with the way the algorithm works and everything, we're getting paid the exact same. There's no difference, even though I'm super experienced. The person with 5 deliveries is going to get paid exactly the same. In fact, because I've done 3,000 deliveries, I have a significantly lower acceptance rate because I don't accept trash orders. A lot of people who are first getting started might actually make more money because they're taking a bunch of trash orders, but they're probably spending way more gas and wear and tear on their car, which leads me to the second reason why you should not become a DoorDash delivery driver, and that is my escalator analogy that I talk about all the time. And if you watch the channel frequently, you know you've seen this one before. My escalator analogy is a lot of people are making money and they think like, everything's all good, right? I made $500 this week. But what you don't realize is you've basically been running on an escalator going the opposite direction. Now, we've all tried to do that, right? I mean, most people have. I've done it a million times, especially as a little kid. You try to run up the escalator and beat your friends going up the other one and see who can get up to the top first. Well, a lot of people don't realize that escalator has been getting faster and faster going the opposite direction with inflation going up. Inflation is huge. The fact that DoorDash is paying less than they were last year, that should be a huge red flag for everyone. You're getting paid less than you were last year. Inflation is up like an insane amount. We've all seen the prices of everything. Inflation's up and you're making less money. That's a huge red flag. On top of that, gas is up really high. Really, really high. It's almost 50% of what it was about a year ago. 2 years ago, it's definitely up like 50%. I remember paying about $2.50 for gas. Now I'm paying over $5 here in Las Vegas. So the fact that we're paying almost double for gas is huge. That is huge. You basically have been demoted, or you took a pay decrease just based on how expensive gas is. DoorDash's only program they have is now, I believe they just extended it. It's like they give you a credit card, which should be another red flag, with 10% gas rewards on it, basically. And 10% the 10% that they're offering you does not match the 40 to 50% that gas is up. That's another red flag, right? So now you're working and you're spending more money on gas and you're not making as much money back. Should be a huge red flag. You got to consider all of the wear and tear going on in your vehicle that you are not going to have to pay for until a couple years down the line. And then you realize, oh, tires are super expensive now. Oh, I didn't realize I was going to have to replace my timing belt and all these other things that go wrong with a car, right? So now you have to consider all of the things hang on, someone's calling me. You have to consider all the things that go involved with a car functioning, and a lot of those things are going to go wrong. Now, anytime something goes wrong, for example, whenever the government asks for more power or something, I see that as a red flag, right? I'm not trying to give the government any more power. That's just me, though. Some people like government control us more. Like, I don't know. That's not me, though. And anytime gas prices go up, and DoorDash's idea of fixing it was, here, we'll give you a gas card, and basically we'll take care of all the money and stuff. Like, just give us the money, right? I don't know. I just see that as a red flag, and I feel like what they should have just done was increase people's pay. I want DoorDash to control less of my money, and I don't want my tips and things revolved around this little card that they're giving you. I don't know. I think my money should be in my pocket. That's just me. Anyways, number three, other than like the escalator analogy, which I think is huge, I think that's probably the most important one. Number 3 is there's no end goal of working for DoorDash. At the end of the tunnel, all you're left with is a broken down vehicle and nothing. There's nothing. There's no health insurance. There's no rewards or anything for spending a ton of your time working for this company. In fact, we just talked about it. The person who is just started is going to get paid the exact same. So really, you have to just look at the market value of this job. There's not that much skills involved in becoming a DoorDash driver, which is why they pay the people who come into the platform the same as the people who have been doing it for a really long time, because they think anyone can do this job. It's unfortunate, but that's just the market value of the job. Number 4 right now is it's not consistent, especially if you don't have a super high acceptance rate. Anytime I'm logged in, it's pretty rare that I get a whole bunch of deliveries, right? So unless you're super consistent, it's not consistent. So DoorDash it's not as consistent as it used to be. It used to be where you would just log in, especially in 2020, you log in and you were getting orders left and right and you were super busy making good money. Nowadays, it's not the same, and I see people complaining in the comments that they can barely make enough money to get by on DoorDash now. And the problem is a lot of people became reliant on it during the pandemic because a lot of people lost their jobs, and this was the only way of making money, and it was pretty good back then, and now it's not so good. So that's a huge thing. It's just not as consistent as it used to be. So it seems with this trend, everything's getting worse and not better. And that's the final one, is number 5. Pay is not good, and it's going to get worse. They are going to decrease pay with more and more drivers coming on the platform and more people wanting to do it, because let's be honest, it's not that bad. It's not that bad of a job. Like, you can work whenever you want. This is why I did it for years. But the pay is going to continue to get worse. It's not going to get better, especially when you consider inflation and gas prices and everything. I would not be surprised if DoorDash lowers their base pay even lower than what it was. We saw a couple years ago, no, we saw about 1 year ago, they said they were going to pay more for longer distances and pay less for shorter distances. And over time, they just stopped paying more for long distances, and now they're basically all the same. We've seen it all the time, like $2.50 orders for 8 miles. That's not what they said a year ago, but this is the kinds of things that these companies do because they aren't reliant on a veteran team of workers, as most companies are. For me, I run a few businesses. I personally, every time someone works for me, I pay them more and more each time. And I have one guy, his name's Dylan. He's been working for me for years. He makes really good money because he always works well. He always does his job, and he's consistent, and he's done most of our shows. So he gets paid more than anyone else is going to get paid, and that's how most jobs should be. You put more sweat equity in, and you should get paid more. That's just my 10 cents, 2 cents, whatever you want to call it. What do you guys think is a good reason that I did not list down below? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you disagree with anything that I said? Let me know in the comments down below. I love healthy discussions in the comments. And again, I will be making a video on why you should be a DoorDash driver after this. So I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying these are some things that I think are very important to consider before you quit your job and start becoming a DoorDash delivery driver. That being said, if you guys enjoy my channel at all, please consider subscribing and also smash that like button. We'll see you guys in the next one. Make that money. Peace, guys.